have you seen anything like that?
Oh, we're all the way back. We are. Welcome home.
Home, yeah.
Welcome home, guys. Good to have you back. I missed you.
Yep. It's I don't like being away. I feel like you're missing out. Even though we were on the podcast, it feels like, yeah, it's nice to be back in here.
It is good to be back. How was the Gatorades?
You look clear as, too.
Yeah.
You look sensational, and then me and him all...
Yeah.
Nah, I thought you guys looked good on the Gatorade.
Oh, it was the Gatorade.
Yeah, I think it was the Gatorade. The red Gatorade. The berry bolt or whatever it is. Cherry bliss.
Dark cherry.
Now, look, I did want the top of the show. I wanted the top of the show. Jaden, do we have some footage?
Oh, no. What's happening?
Can you just, while you're getting that up, I'm going to read you guys a couple of things, and I want you to see if these ring any bells to you. So we've been doing this podcast. This is our 14th episode.
Is it?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Get out.
So 14 and a half, 13 and a half.
I'm
however
fairly
many.
certain you said 11 last week.
Yeah, I know. I'm miles off. So from episode 6, I only missed 1 week when I was away. I want to read you a couple of things and tell me if this rings any bells. Sheer tenacity, smelly poo, Bulbasaur, maxi pads, discombobulate, golem, and toenail clippings.
Words said on the podcast.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, all of that.
By you.
By me.
Yep.
All of those words were said by me. So obviously my brothers listen to this, and Angus thinks it's hilarious to send me a word before the pod.
Oh, yes.
So for the last 8 weeks,
I knew it, man. I knew it.
Angus has been sending me a text before, like literally 5 or 10 minutes before we go on, saying, this is the word I want you to get in. And I'm just, okay, here it is. Got to roll it out there. So the closest we've come to being, and the whole idea was to see if we could get through without being caught. And if it said something and you were like, hang on a minute, what's that? Then game over. But the first round's pretty easy because you don't know what we're playing. The closest we came to was maxi pads. I remember saying that with you and you went, oh, geez. And then we just kept rolling. But what we've done is we've cut the footage. So I'd like to have a look, if we can, Jaden.
You know what? You say words, man, and I'm like,
I can't see anything on this screen, Jane. Is that?
I'm going to cut it because I know what the greens are like. They're going to cut and roll the screen tomorrow morning, and then I'm going to come back and I won't know. I was like, that's very clever.
Yeah.
Like how you think of that like then and there.
But the sheer tenacity to just be like, I'm going to putt this.
And because there's 300 people watching this, you could have just watched a fully grown man
poo his own pants. Just do a big smelly poo in his own pants.
Mate, it's just like, people would be looking for me. It's like, where is he?
It's landed and it's got this big sort of mud patch on the top. And like, I don't know if anyone's across Pokemon, but it looked like a little Bulbasaur. Like he had the ball there and then it had like its little onion bit of mud on top. Obviously the bleeding's internal, but I feel like I would need, I don't know, fucking 100 maxi pads in my leg just to soak the blood up if that's all the way going down there.
That bloke needs more than a year.
Yeah. Well, that was higher clubs, and there was plenty. Even at altitude there, the altitude was 1,300. That was enough to discombobulate me as it was. Frodo is getting carried. You're Frodo at the moment, and I'm Samwise carrying you up. And here's Ron, old Gollum over there, just jumping on us, trying to attack. Like I was bleeding by the end of it because they were so tight. So I don't want any toenail clippings to dig into the side of my feet. So there you go. But apart from that, so that has been going for about 8 weeks.
Very good, mate.
So now Angus has thrown me the next challenge, which is to let you know the game's happening.
Okay.
So we're going to start this from now going forward. I've got the word that I need to say today. I haven't said it yet, but from now the game starts.
Okay.
The way it works, you guys have both got one buzz at all. So throughout the pod, from now to the finish, you've got one buzz in.
Yep.
So whoever gets it, so if you buzz in and get the word, you get a point.
Yep.
If you miss, you get the opportunity. If I get that word through to the keeper, I get a point. So at the end of the pod, there's obviously only 1 point up for grabs. You can get it, or I can get it if none of you get there.
Very good.
Yeah. What do we do? Just wait.
Yeah, so if you think that's the word,
Yep.
Throw it.
you buzz in and go for it.
I tell you what, it's a credit to you because
Thank you.
The Bulbasaur one, man, that I was like,
What is that?
Where did that come from?
What is Hammer even talking about?
yeah, I was like, man, you're not a dedicated Pokemon fan, like not
I
enough.
certainly am.
Yeah, but not enough to bring it up in convo.
Love
like that.
Pokemon.
No. I should have buzzed in then, I reckon.
Maxi pads was the closest one.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to that one back, I say I needed like 100 maxi pads, and you go, oh, jeez.
No, but he would have been going like that. You can't say that.
Anyway, it was very funny. So that's what I wanted to let you know off the top, and the game has begun.
Okay.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done. I'm very
Thank
happy
you.
with that.
Anyway, so what else have we got? That's, so that's me.
For the first time, I haven't written down any sort of show notes.
Show
nothing.
notes?
But I wanted to kick off straight away, start something.
Okay.
Hammer,
Sure.
you didn't miss out, mate. I've got you the shot mate ball marker.
102.
You've got 102. And the reason why you've got 102 is because 101 went to handicap tracker.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah. So
Thank you very, very much.
You got 102. And anybody that has a number that's higher than mine owes me a pint.
Okay, so I'll owe you a pint.
I'm number one. So, yeah.
So you're owed 299 pints.
Just to also double down, you've as much as not making the putt on the PGA Tour, you also missed the cut on that one as well.
Yeah, no, that's...
Yeah, because it's 102.
Oh, yeah, because it's 102.
Another miscut.
You missed the cut, mate.
That's okay. I'll still make the cut at Oakmont, so that's fine. Thank you very, very much. I do appreciate that. That's nice.
Yeah. Doing my bit.
Yeah. So you, Ron, you sent through a couple of things. So we've got a
list.
Yeah. So
you did a list.
We got a list.
Like, I just went,
Yes,
what about this?
Here's a list. So the trip recap. How was it? You guys are back. Haven't seen you in ages.
Yep. It was actually, as we're speaking, the time is 4:28. The behind the scenes video comes out at 4:30.
So your phone will blow up.
Yeah, I reckon so. Yeah. I filmed every single section of that trip and I condensed it into like an hour and 20 minutes. It was a very, very busy day. I think day one, alarms went off at 5. We left the house at 5:30 and we were on 36 holes. Then we went to an indoor TrackMan. I think we spoke about this anyways on the last. But it was like a 16-hour day. And then it just didn't stop afterwards. Yeah.
I think the best time from getting up at 4 or 5, the best we did is get home at 4 or 5. That was like the
so
earliest
12-hour. Yeah.
But like now we've just gone away 10, 12 videos out of the trip, 3 months of stuff to come out, and it was very successful. I think after every video we're like, that was a good one.
36 holes is a lot to play in a day, let alone to have to film it all.
Yeah. Because when you're filming, you kind of you're zoned out. You're not really a part of it, but you are still like draining yourself. And then all of a sudden to come out and try and play after that, it's like, I'm not mentally ready.
How much extra time does filming take?
I think we worked it out. It's like
so if you play 18 holes in 4.5 hours, let's say that's a typical time.
Yeah.
What would filming 18 holes cost you?
Me on my own, I can if just Joel and
if it's just Joel
Hilly
filming you,
we would do 18 holes in around 3 hours. Quicker, maybe.
Well, that's because you're playing by yourself and you're very good.
The quickest we've done is we played quick at Queenstown Golf Club, and I think we did it in like 2 hours 15.
Yeah.
Hooked, man. I think like first nine was like an hour. Just hit every fairway, every green, 4-putt, and then just move on to the next. Yeah.
That's good.
I'm not even gonna. Yeah.
Yeah, he did have a 4-putt. Yeah.
He had a 4-putt.
But I mean, at the same point, when you're on holiday, in a way, we're not on holiday. Mrs. won't watch this. I was working. You're away
Ill-spoken.
playing.
Sorry, Dale.
You're playing this golf course you probably have never been to. I've played one of those golf courses, and the rest were just brand new. So you get there, and you're like, oh, right, fresh start, go again.
Yeah, how good's this?
And you're like, this is unreal. We're playing golf, filming it, having a laugh. Like
even Hilly today, he's back at his normal job. He's a supervisor at someplace, and he just messaged saying like, "When's the next trip?"
Yeah,
because you get that. It's like coming back from holidays, but it's golf. So it's like it's better than
holidays.
Yeah,
and the people you meet as well. Like you go to every golf club has the like locals there that watch the videos and come up say good day, and it's at the end of it you sit back and go, okay, it was tiring and your back sore, but like,
so how many courses did you play? How many rounds did you get out when you're over there? 12.
I think it's 9, 10 rounds.
I think you got 9 videos.
Yep.
Which is about 6 or 7 golf courses.
Yeah.
And then I got 3 videos out of it as well. So a couple of little 9 holes for me.
Yeah. Very funny. I've laughed a lot.
Laughed a lot.
A lot.
Yep.
Situation shots. Very funny. Very funny.
So without giving too much away, how did you play? What's the form?
I just remembered the 9 holes I played. Oh my goodness, man.
Joel, first game, you would say he plays off 3. Joel's last game, you would say he just started playing golf. And
actually,
man, there was one hole where we didn't finish the hole, and we sat back at the bar at the end and going, mate, that could have been a 15 plus on that hole.
So I was playing stroke, and
is it 4:30? Is your phone going?
Yeah, it's going. I'm going to take my watch off because it's going mental. At 4:30,
in his head.
There's one hole, and now I've heard everybody, you including, and I still haven't watched Tin Cup, right?
Neither have I. Come on, man. It's getting to the point, because my phone obviously listens to what I say. It's starting to pick up that much that I'm getting like the YouTube shorts for Tin Cup.
Oh,
and I'm
get
like,
out,
I
man.
may as well have seen it already.
So
I'll watch it, I promise.
I've got a 9-9.
Before the end of the year.
Yeah. We'll get him in.
Yeah, we'll get
Maybe we'll have a movie night.
Yeah, we could do a live reaction to Tin Cup.
I should
do
do
that.
second podcast. We'll
I'll
just
do
chuck
that.
on Tin
I'll
Cup.
do that one day. I'll just sit in here and watch Tin Cup and stream myself watching it.
It might get a Guinness World Record for that.
It'd be very boring to watch
but
me watch that.
I've
Anyway,
got a 9-iron into a green, but 9-iron's not high enough, like not enough height to get over the tree. I'm like, well, I got to get there because there's water in front of the green. So I was like, I'll take 9-iron. I'm like, it should clear that. Bang, straight into the tree, drops down into the water. I'm like, may as well Tin Cup it. New Nurry, dropped it, 9-iron, bang, straight into the water. Like two.
Does that happen in Tin Cup?
I don't know.
Sort of, but he hits like a 3-wood for trying to hit 300 metres.
Well,
Then it was like
3 wood.
short of the-
3 wood, 9 to the tree. That's Tin Cup.
I had
baby.
125 metres.
You've seen it once. You've seen it a million times. I'm a Tin Cup guy.
Yeah, it's now part of what I say. I'm just going to Tin Cup.
I'll
it.
Tin
yeah.
Cup that.
Yeah.
Then it was like short of the water, in the bunker, airmail into a hazard, and we're like, he's hitting 10, and he has to go over a bunker onto a green that if he airmails it, he's back in the water. It's like he could not finish this hole.
Had to chip in for a 10, so I just said, you know what? Put me down for a par.
Yeah.
And moved on.
I reckon the worst I've ever had on a single hole was 16.
Oh, he.
As in,
I
like the
wish
worst
you
I've
played it.
Because
Yeah.
when you're young and you're playing social golf, it's like you just pick up. But I remember playing in a competition where it was like stroke, and I had to play out and had a 16 on a par 4.
I had an 11, maybe 11. I had 11 maybe 12 months ago. Yeah.
I had a 12 in a
Not
pro
proud
am.
of it. Oh,
Did you really?
I had the yips with the driver on a par 5 at Lakelands. It dogleg this way, and I went out of bounds, out of bounds, out of bounds.
Should have just Tin Cupped it.
I was.
no, that's
I was.
Don't even know what that is. Oh boy. I played golf on Sunday.
I was checking your scores.
I was horrendous. So first things first, I went out Saturday night for the first time in a while. Out.
Okay. Here we go.
I was at Hippie Club until 3:30 in the morning and got home.
Hippie Club?
Yeah.
Is that still open?
Yeah, it's still open.
Pumping?
Pumping.
Wow.
Like heaving. I've still got the
Stamps?
You can sort of the stamp's gone.
Joel has no idea. They don't know.
I got no idea.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, this place was rocking until the early hours of the morning. I'm out, I get a kebab, go home, go to sleep, wake up. I was meant to go to breakfast with my friend's family who are over from Melbourne, slept straight through that. Woke up at 9:45 for a 10:39 tea time.
No, that's not enough time.
Oh, gee whiz. Got up, had a shower, had a Coke Zero and a half a block of chocolate that was sitting in the
Wow.
fridge just to get some stuff in the guts. Drove to the course. Got a Gatorade straight to the first. We're in carts.
Were you hung? Like, did
Oh,
you feel
yeah, horribly. So-
like shakes, sweats, any of that?
Certainly.
Are you spew? Are you sick?
I
Are
make
you-
myself vomit before I go to bed just to get it out of me. And then at the course that morning, it was like, oh, this is...
Headache?
Yeah, horrible.
Yep.
Horrible. And like they've got the breathalyzer there. So I was still blowing some numbers. Legal. Obviously, I could drive legally, but I was still blowing. Anyway, Angus had this expression for me where you can't trust a dead cat's bounce. You ever heard that in your life?
Bang.
Not it.
Oh, very, very
Stiff,
good.
stiff,
Did you try and
stiff.
stitch him up there?
Nah, this was
Oh,
this is
how
just
is that not the word?
This
Dead
is just-
cat bounce? Never
Yeah.
heard that in my life.
the expression you can't trust a dead cat's bounce. So you're out of this
How
one.
is that not it?
You're out.
Damn it.
What the expression means
I'd forgotten
is-
about the game.
So what the expression means is if you throw a dead cat off a building, it's going to hit the ground and bounce back up. And people think on that small bounce, oh, the cat might be alive. The cat's dead.
Yeah.
It's just hit the ground and is bouncing up. That was my first hole. I walked out seeing 3 balls and had a par off the first. Hit this beautiful draw into the middle of the fairway, wedge onto the green, 2-putt par. That was my dead cat bounce. From there, I just went downhill and had a period of about 5 or 6 holes where I physically couldn't hit an iron. Like, it was just, I couldn't find the middle, I couldn't find the hosel, I couldn't find the toe. It was just top, go 30 metres, top, go 30 metres, come out. It was just so bad that I just didn't know what to do. And I was laughing because it was so bad. I went out in 11 and came back in 12
Oh,
for a
Like
solid...
it never got better.
At no point did it get better. Didn't wipe 18.
where'd you play?
Cottesloe. Haven't.
Okay,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
just
Oh, you didn't
horrible.
wipe 18. Oh,
No,
well done.
Had 6 of 1.
Something to yeah, that'll get me back next
It'll
week.
get me back next week. was really, really bad. The halfway house though was good. A couple of sausage rolls, a party pie, a Reuben sandwich, and a Pepsi Max.
If you're ever in that situation again, where you just can't find it, because you're trying to find a straight golf shot, which is the hardest shot to hit in the book.
Okay.
I would just go, okay, I'm hitting a big slinging hook. I'm just going to play for a big hook just to have some sort of shape going on. Drop the right leg back, let the hands go.
And that's where you just hit a massive fade out.
Yeah, I know. But
Or that's where you hit the gun barrel straight one that just goes dead.
You got to plan rather than just like, please, please
find something.
Just go, right, buggy up, Bubba Watson. Whoa, let's see what happens.
I was on the tee box of 11, the par 3.
Yep.
And it was down breeze, 150 metres. Like the easiest shot possible. And I've stepped up with a 9-iron and I've just tinked this thing just off the edge of the tee box, and then stepped up with a pitching wedge, tinked it again, but literally skull throat. What do you call it?
Throat punch.
Throat punch this thing straight onto the green. 2-putt 4. Felt good about myself.
But see, that's what it was like when I had that 98. But I just committed to just having a shit day.
I couldn't believe how bad I was playing. And it you get in the car when you're finished. And you go up, you have to buy lunch because we lost. And I'm just thinking, what was the burger was good. The burger afterwards was very good. But I was just thinking, this is such a pointless 4 hours. Yeah. Still loved it, and I'm still going to have 50 points the next time I go out. But yeah, it was bad.
I didn't play any golf. I'm glad I didn't because I wasn't out golf. But I think if I'd played golf on when did we get home? We got Saturday. Well, I was never going to play golf on Sunday anyway. So yeah,
I'll be interested how you're going to play next because I don't know where you're at. You're either like when you see the first game he plays, I'm like, who's this bloke? And then the next game, I'm like,
so when you're putting out these videos, in what order are we going to see Joel be a 3 handicap?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Yeah. No, but to be fair, that was the last we played for either of our channels. I played Shocking, but then we drove down to Brisbane and played against 4 other fellas for their channel. So we just literally just had to rock up. Yeah, Polygolf.
Yeah.
Polynesian. Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. We're talking about the
big islander fellas, mate.
Who you would hate to get in a fight with.
Yeah,
but you wouldn't. The nicest blokes you've ever met.
I said, how many Ron Choppers would it take to beat these 4 fellas? He said all of them. And you still lose.
There's not enough. Every Ron Chopper fan out there just rolling in and just getting wiped. Okay, so you didn't play any golf. Did you watch any golf over the weekend? There was PGA. What was it? The Rocket Classic.
Yeah, Aldrich.
Who?
Yes,
Aldrich.
of course.
Aldrich Potgieter.
Yep.
Yes.
Is that how I pronounce it?
Yep. He's a Perth boy. Or no, he's South African, but he has lived in Perth.
He's a large lad. Like he's a solid looking boy.
He's
and hits the ball a mile.
So, like for instance, my driver is a 70-gram X Flex, which is like quite a heavy club. He has an 80-gram, which is like unheard of.
That's very heavy.
Yeah, because you can't hit them straight.
Doesn't he have isn't he the average tour, longer tour, average tour?
Yep. What was that, Joel?
Well, you said
longest tour, average tour.
Longest on tour.
You know what I'm saying.
He's longer than Rory.
Yep.
Ball speeds are nearly 200 in a game. It's just ridiculous.
So this got me thinking because I obviously I don't follow golf as much as you guys, but I was watching you put a thing up of congratulating him, and then I went and saw some highlights, and he smokes the ball, like hits it such a long way. There's got to be more names in golf, as in for players. So Tiger was the big cat, Jack was the golden bear, Greg was the shark.
Yeah.
We got the chef, Min Woo's cooking. Like this guy could be something. You've got to be good enough for a long time, and you've got to have a redeeming quality about you.
Yeah.
Like this guy hits an enormous ball.
Yep.
And he nearly won a month ago.
Exactly. If he can start stringing a few things together, Potgieter, what could you call him?
Don't know. I feel like I get in trouble if I was going to say
everything I'm going to say.
But he also
he's just enormous. You can't call him the golden bear because that's already done. You can't call him the polar bear. You can't call him the alligator, the potgator.
So when he was,
but you've got to have a name for. I think these names need to come back.
Let's put it out there.
Well,
I reckon what name?
Get it happening.
Well, when he was 10. I used to coach him when he was a junior at Lakelands. He used to come to the clinics and like wouldn't even have stood out as a kid that's going to go on to be. He was just a good player, played pretty well, but he used to be a wrestler. And the way I know that is because I was walking down the range with him.
What was his wrestling name?
I don't know, but that's what I'm saying.
That should be his golf name.
Hulk Hogan. Right, so he's walking down.
The Flying Aldrich.
He's walking down with me with a bucket of balls. There's another coach.
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold Aldrich Potgieter.
You dude. He's walking down with and I was talking to him and I was like, he goes, yeah, I used to wrestle with the old school, like earmuffs.
Oh, actual wrestling.
Like American style.
American style wrestling.
The other pro goes, no, you don't wrestle. And this is a 12-year-old kid. And I said, go on, throw throw the pro. See how show me a flip. This 10-year-old kid grabbed a full-grown adult and flipped him and smushed him on the ground on the driving range. Took me half an hour to give a tip because I could not stop
laughing. So I reckon we get Aldrich's wrestling name, and that's what we can call him.
Yep. I assume that he would have been at the age of 10 or 12, the same size he is now. He just
It
looks
was
like that.
solid. That's why I asked him. I was like, "What do you do?" And he's wrestling. I was like,
That's
"Yes,
Yeah.
beat him up."
Yeah, go and get this.
Wait,
guy.
so he grew up in Perth?
He was lived in South Africa, moved to Perth, played at Lakelands.
Yeah.
Then he moved to Joondalup, and then
Because I've seen him before, like walking around the West Australian.
yeah,
Like literally just at Yukon, walking around, not without, I assume he was like chipping or something, but I was like,
Probably wouldn't have been wrestling.
yeah, not at that time of day.
Yeah, no, why would you? That's a nighttime activity.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But didn't he say that he wants to film a video?
yeah.
Wait, what did? No, he said, "Oh boy, that's
No.
not out there."
Nighttime activity. I thought that might have been that.
You've already had your guess.
I know. Anyway, carry
And
on.
it wasn't that.
I feel like I don't want to keep concentrating
Yeah,
on
I
that word
know.
because
I
I,
just heard
I
that.
can't focus on two things at
No, you
once.
don't.
man.
Sorry.
If I say something to you that you're just like, you can buzz in.
What do? Just sit here and just.
Yeah.
I'm on the ball. I'm waiting for it.
Well, apparently you don't talk anyways. It's just me and Hammer that talk over the top of you.
Oh yeah.
Who said that?
I wrote that was a burner account I have.
Oh yeah.
Someone wrote it
These guys need to shut up.
in the last video.
Let
But
Ron talk.
this
Let
is-
that handsome tall guy have a word. Who's
I'll write another one. I'm going to write another one.
Who's that devilishly? Who's the strapping young man in the hat? Why am I a 70-year-old old lady?
Yeah, they wrote that, and then so I'd listened back to last week's podcast, and you didn't really talk much.
Yeah,
But no.
Gatorade.
72 holes
No,
later
but
and
before
Gatorade.
you talk anymore, I want to talk over the top of it. No. Wait, maybe he's got a point. But as I was
Oh, just tin cover.
No, come on.
Spit it out. Here we go.
I'm back.
We're back.
As I was editing the behind the scenes video, literally before it, I had to wake him up. Like he was like on the couch, just like eyes half closed. I'm like, "Are you right?" And he's like, "Yeah, plenty of energy." He's like slouched down in the couch, and I literally it's like.
This was before we did the pod.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking 30 seconds before. Like he's like,
Perfect.
"Oh man,
Fast asleep.
Yeah, not in a good way. Not in a good way.
That's all right. You
So
sparked up.
If old mate watches,
If your
the
burner
BTS,
account,
he'll
yeah.
understand why.
Yeah, there you go. So, look, that's our current form. That's a little bit of golf from the weekend. We've got a couple of other things on this list. Rick Shiels, we spoke about last week. We really want to talk about. Before we do that, because I want that to be a bit of a focus.
Yep.
I had a game for you guys.
Okay.
Another game. And I said this would be a game that we're going to continue to roll on. I said that, so I've been getting a lot of interesting golf rules that have been sent to me. I've been looking into them. I think they're great fun. What I've done, the old game, 2 truths and a lie.
Yep.
I've reversed it. So I've got 1 rule and 2 lies. So I'm going to give you 3 options. Option A, B, and C. One of these is an official golf rule. 2 of these I've just made up. I need you to both guess A, B, or C, which one you think is the correct one.
Can Joel go first?
Yep, Joel can go first.
Why?
Because I've done like
I already talk over you enough.
yeah.
mate. You want to go first?
I was going to finish my sentence, but
Oh, he's got me.
We should get pieces of paper next time. Maybe I'll get little whiteboards so you can turn it around. Right,
help me.
help me. Yeah, we should just get you a
I've
whiteboard.
done-
Stone cold
yeah, you
old
should-
Rick, help me.
Yeah, he'll beat you up. He'll flip
Yeah,
you. I'll
come
ask
in here.
him.
Of course
Flip
he
you.
would.
Anyway, let's.
Joel's first.
Joel goes first.
Okay.
You answer first. A. So which of these golf rules is a real rule?
Yes.
A. Golf shoes worn on the PGA Tour can't be monochrome unless they're all white. I.e., black golf shoes must have some white in them, either the logo, the laces, the tongue, or the stitching. Is it B? If you tee off and your tee shot ends up in the same tee area, you can re-tee your ball where it lies for no penalty. Or is it C? 3 unsuccessful ruling requests in a match play format results in a forfeit.
Oh,
A,
wow.
B, or C?
I'm not confident with A or C, but I'm just going to say A because I feel like there's something weird with colours and shoes and socks that go with it, and it has to be something. So I'm just going to lock in A, knowing very well it's probably going to be C because I'm just wrong.
Ron?
Well, I was going to say C, and only reason I'm saying that because I'm trying to think of like guys who've worn crazy stuff on the tour, like pants, and like, surely that's not a rule. I'm going to say C. Is it we are with the real one?
So you think the real one is A? You think
Yes.
that's an actual rule?
Yep.
So you think golf shoes worn on the PGA Tour can't be monochrome unless they're all white? You think the rule is 3 unsuccessful ruling requests in a match play format results in a forfeit?
Never heard of that, but it sounds very well
You
written.
would both be incorrect.
You're
Get
joking.
out. B.
What's B?
If you tee
I've
off,
had an absolute go.
No
if you
way.
tee off and your tee shot ends up in the same tee area, you can re-tee your ball where it lies for no penalty. So the rule states, and I'll get the rule up.
Wow, this is news.
So I made up those other 2 rules. Pretty good ones, weren't they?
Yeah.
The match. So I sent that to my family. They all went the match play one.
Yeah.
They all said that sounds like a real rule. So rule 6.2: when a ball in play lies in the teeing area, if the player's ball is in play in the teeing area after a stroke, such as a teed up ball stroke that he's either topped it and it stayed in the same area, or hit a tree and come back in your same 2 meter box, you can lift and move the ball without penalty, so you can put it back on a tee where it lies.
There is no way that's real.
I'm looking at the rule. Right
I
now.
have
With a stroke, with a penalty stroke, surely.
That's your rule. So if I smash it and it hits a tree and comes back a foot behind me, so I'm behind the tee markers
And it's
within
on the
that
tee box.
within that 2 meters square, where it lies, I can just put it back on a tee and hit my second.
You know what? I believe you because I don't want to call you a liar, but I would like someone else to tell me that.
What if you
That
have
seems
what if
fake.
you have a windy?
So if you miss the ball,
Yeah. It's still in the box.
yeah. So that just is a fresh air swing. So that would just be 1, and you play it again for
Yeah.
2.
So
if
you-
you top it and it comes back, you can tee it up where it lands.
For no.
So you hit your second. You just put it back on the tee.
Oh, so you're hitting 2.
okay,
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it's in like you got a mully.
No, you don't get a mulligan.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There you go.
All right. That makes
Even
more
that,
sense.
I didn't know that, though.
Okay, but you can tee it up.
Yeah, so you can re-tee your ball for no penalty because it's not a penalty. You still have your shot, but you just hit 2.
I know a lot of people that will use that rule. Okay, so to clarify, I top it and it rolls 10 centimetres in front of that tee. I can then, for no additional shot, put it back on the tee and hit 2.
Incorrect.
What?
No. It has to stay within the tee.
It did. He nicked it and it just rolled over.
Yeah.
So if you've teed up a metre behind where the tee markers are, you tee off and it goes 10 centimetres forward. So you're still in that legal tee area, which is 2 metres behind the tee markers.
Oh, it can't cross the line.
Can't cross the line. No, it has to stay in the legal tee area.
Sorry, I thought you'd cross the line and it's gone.
No, so if you drill one into the ground and it bounces backwards 1.5 feet,
Yep.
Got ya.
you can
Okay.
then put
Sorry.
it on the
So
tee.
once it crosses,
So it's like in play. It's crossed
In
the
play.
start line.
okay.
Okay.
if you
He didn't explain that well.
No. Oh, there'll be people shouting at home telling
hang
me
on
and
a
Joel
minute.
to shut up.
Let me read you this. If you tee off and your tee shot ends up in the same tee area,
Which to me
Yeah.
means
no, the same the tee area is behind the golf markers, behind the tee markers, 2 metres. That's the tee area, is it not?
Yep. All right, Dad.
So if it ends up in that same tee area, you can re-tee your ball where it lies for no penalty.
Oh, look, we could argue till the cows come home.
Well, we did, and you guys both guessed the wrong thing.
well, that game can.
No,
We'll
you know
do it
what
again-
though?
we'll do it
It's
again next
good.
week.
It's
It's a good
good
game.
because we had you bookshelf, mate. There was no way that you were going to.
That was a shit sandwich.
And I
it was
nailed the shit.
B, man. Well done.
There you go. It was B. Anyway, so we'll keep doing that game. I'm 1 up.
I like it.
Yep. So let's roll over to Rick Shiels. You played with him how long ago? The biggest, for anyone who doesn't know, look him up. Biggest YouTube golfer ever.
Yes.
Probably behind us. The fastest growing YouTube golf podcast ever.
Yep.
Actually, we are.
Yep.
The fastest growing podcast of all time. You played with him, not us. You played with Rick a couple of months ago, was it?
February.
God, yeah,
February.
Do you watch any of his stuff? Have you?
Yep, I've watched a few of his stuff. Whenever I was in real desperate need, I would turn to him for lessons.
Yeah, right. As everyone's probably
as
has.
everyone
Yeah,
has.
Yeah.
So I've watched a bit of his stuff, but you've played with him.
Yeah. I think, well, the whole story, it was I think Monday morning, email sitting there, and it's something Team Rick Shiels. And I was like, oh, it's just like a generic newsletter or something I've got. Opened it. G'day, Ron Chubba. We're heading to Adelaide, and Rick was wondering if you'd want to be part of his latest Break 75 episode. I was like, Joel? Rang Joel first
like a
thing in the
scam.
morning. Yeah, absolutely. Rang Joel first thing in the morning. He obviously pissed off that I'm calling him so early in the morning, and then he said, he was screaming down the phone, you're joking. And then we had to go to work after getting that news.
I was at the butcher shop actually when he called me.
Oh.
Yep.
There's another Gravy. Sent it to Gravy. Said, "What is this?" And he was able to go on LinkedIn or whatever that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
He goes, "Yeah, mate, this guy is Rick Shiels' manager or something like that. We're like, okay, this is real.
This is a real thing.
Then basically said, would love to. Unbelievable. What do I need to do? Nothing for 2 days. Stewing on it, sitting around going, oh no. Then got a message on Instagram from Ben, who's his cameraman, saying, oh mate, heard you're on board. Can't wait to meet you. Aussie bloke that is his cameraman. Well, okay, this is back on. Message Joel. I think we're back on. It's going to happen. Haven't booked flights, haven't done anything. And then, got the email back saying, sorry mate, we're just working out what time we're teeing off. If you could fly in Friday night?
Yeah.
Friday night, and then we tee off first thing Saturday. So scrambling to get flights. Taking days off work.
I was telling him, did we get there Friday night?
Night, yeah.
Yeah. I was saying, like, let's go the night before, because if there's ever an opportunity, this is it. Let's hope that they're, like, just having beers around at their house and we get there a day earlier, because it was a massive opportunity for us to try and grow. So it was... I just wanted to write the day off. Let's go the day before, and even just sit in hotel room hoping to just get a text message. At least be in Adelaide.
Yeah.
You didn't do that.
No, he didn't listen, man.
No, I had lessons.
Tell me they text you saying, come and have beers.
Oh, mate.
Hey, mate. Hey, guys, we're just having a Guinness at home. We've bought a kit.
Literally. Yep. Messaged us and said, hey, if you guys are already in town, come around. We're having beers and a barbecue. And I think he sent me a screenshot or something, and I never wanted to punch someone so hard. I was furious, man. Because that's where you make friends.
That's where you make... That's...
Yep.
Anyway.
Oh my God. Sorry, we'll let Joel...
Let
Ron keep talking. You cut him off mid-story.
Good voice impersonation.
Sorry, Ruth. Sure, that's probably your burner account.
That's me.
Nori. Ron spelled backwards. Let him finish. All right, that's enough. Nor, shut up.
Well, had to work.
Yeah.
Still work. Had to work. Did the lessons, then straight on the plane. Got there very late. Dirty Macca's meal, and then up first thing in the morning, 4 o'clock or something stupid. Not going well. Not feeling great. Pretty bloody nervous. And I wasn't nervous about him. It was nervous about he has 200 to 500,000 people watch his videos.
Yeah.
Am I about to shoot 117 in front of that many people and completely ruin everything we've sort of, not ruined, but you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to do that.
So it was on the Live, it was at the Grange.
It was at the Grange.
So they'd set up everything for Live. When did that start? The next week?
That started
on the Thursday.
On
we were there on the Saturday to play.
So had they'd shut the course down by this point, and they've just opened it up for him. He's the Live ambassador or something.
Pretty much, yeah. No members were playing. They put, all the team markers out. The stands are up. The flags are in. It was set up for a tournament. And I hadn't practiced leading up to this. I was just like, oh, God. And then we got there. We met the crew first. And then Rick rocked up probably 30 minutes later. And he'd come off probably an hour's sleep. He reckons he had jet lag.
Oh, I thought he was on the beers. And
No.
Yeah.
He was, no, he wasn't.
What's his crew? How many does he have? Because, like, this is your crew.
Yeah.
What's his
What
crew
did he say?
like?
There was 11 there.
Oh, my God.
There was 7.
7, sorry.
7 on site with him who had come with, which was 4 cameramen, 2 proper on the big tools, then 2 specific social media people. So both had phones and like doing bits and bobs throughout the whole thing. And then there was another guy who was like an on-set producer type setup. Made sure everyone had food, was making sure that Rick said certain things at a certain point throughout the video. Just little bits like that, like not much, but just more so like promote the course. So like on hole 3, it was like, talk about how nice the course is, because then they'll use drone footage, and just almost like had a loose plan.
Bit of a script.
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah. Like, just on the next tee box, just mention that, because I think the Live was playing at the time, and they just had to mention who won.
That's right, yeah.
Stuff like that. They had to talk about how he just got the victory, and then he was talking about who I needed to say who my favourite team was, which is always going to be the Rippers. Other than that, it was pretty much go for it.
Just go for it. Yeah, okay.
But then he has, what do you say, 22 in total staff?
Yeah, when he says 22, but even he said, he's like, you say 22 and people think he's got this massive team helping. He's like, that's including like admin, that's, Guy, that's people in the warehouse, like, in the studio, like, it's 22.
He runs a big operation. He's got 2 and a bit million on his that listen to his podcast.
Yeah.
So like it's pretty close to ours.
If they work on them a bit
When
more,
you think
they'll
about
catch
it.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they can pull their finger out.
I can't believe we just overtook Rick Shiels.
Isn't that ridiculous? Crazy. Yeah. So you played with him and you played pretty well.
I started off terribly, like I was so nervous, and then I think I make a nice 6 footer for par, and then I was like, okay, let's
Then
go.
you relax and you
and
play.
then played okay, and then finished badly, whatever happened. But yeah, definitely got home. Was like, thank goodness it wasn't millions.
A complete basket.
Yep.
Was he ever a touring professional?
No,
So what's his story? Like, what is he?
he coached.
Yeah.
So it all started because he was a coach at like a Wembley style, like a big underground, undercover sort of driving range. And then to sort of stand out when YouTube came along, he was doing tip videos.
Yeah.
And I think him and Mark Crossfield or another guy started that.
Yeah.
And then, he'd found that was getting him more clients. And then it got to the point where I think he could monetize YouTube and it was going really well. And then he could drop a bit of coaching and he was doing more YouTube. And then he was testing woods. When I first saw him, he was testing drivers. He'd be like, "How is this further or is this further?" I was like, "Sick!
Yeah,
I want to see this."
That's
3
mad.
shots, that went further. That's a better driver.
Yeah.
First time I watched him was, how do I fix my slice? Didn't fix it.
I remember I used to watch heaps of his stuff, like tips to break 100, then tips to break 90, tips to break 80, which I could never really do, like holding a golf bucket and swinging and pretending to do all this stuff. And it's like, it was just it was a way of getting. You could sit there and watch him for half an hour, and you just feel like you've just had somewhat of a lesson when you really haven't.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was great.
Yeah, I mean, and it obviously went very, very well for him because he's now traveling the world playing golf. But and then finished. I sort of spoke. It went quite well in the kart. Got along very well. Wasn't sure how far I could take the Ron stuff. That was because it's not your thing. Plus, his audience is American. A lot of them are American. You're like, are they going to understand the humor? Because since that's happened, when Joel gives me grief,
Stick.
they don't understand that.
Why is he being rude? All the
and I'm
all the
like,
noise get out. Why are they yelling at the big tall man?
Let him speak. Yeah, it's like
How many burner accounts you got there?
Ron just-
30,000 burners.
it was like, do I cross the line? What do we want to do?
Yeah,
here?
because obviously that's just you. That's just what you are. That's what you do. You're Australian. You have fun. You take a bit of it. The Poms usually get that.
Yeah.
It's the American audience that would be a bit like, not really understanding the sarcasm. How did he go? How did you go with him? Like, what was it?
There's
a
one
bloke, what
hole.
was he like?
So there's one hole that Doglegs left, and he's hit driver, and it's going. It's leaving Adelaide, and it hits a tree and kicks back out, and then I hit a 2-iron, and that was the play. And then I'm saying, mate, that was lucky. Like, that was gone. And he's like sitting there looking at me. It's like, don't even try and justify that. That was going out of bounds and it's in play. You're lucky.
Yeah.
And he took it well, but I was like, oh, okay, do I do that again later on? Or am I going to
Shot,
cross
mate.
that? Yeah,
Shot, Rick.
Yeah.
Misses a 2-footer.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Shot, mate. There you go.
So I think it went well. It gained us a lot of new followers and things like that. But
Misses a 2-footer. I'll give you that, mate.
Yeah.
You have the next one.
but it was unreal. It was very cool.
And then what after the round? Like, is he different? What's his on camera versus off camera? Is he like strictly professional and then just a normal guy, or is he just a normal guy the whole way through? What's he actually like?
I reckon he turns it on 10% or 15%.
You have to, though, don't you?
Maybe more, actually. Yeah, maybe more.
But like the good ones do that. Like they have they start and it's like, hey, and they speak really well and it's clear and whereas we're like, hey, go.
Yeah, like he doesn't have to change personality. It's just like roll in from the car to the first tee.
Hey, going whack.
Where's your driver? I left it in the car.
Yeah,
like it's just the same. He, but it was nice to see someone like click into character. So it's just like, all right, guys, we're back. We're on the 5th. And just straight into it, more energy. Whereas when we're filming, like we'll be 6 or 7 holes through. I've lost interest by this point, and then I'm getting bored. I'm like, all right, Chop, a bit of enthusiasm.
Come on, find something here, Chop.
Do something. And that's the only way we can gauge where the energy needs to come.
He falls asleep.
Yeah, I'm like, he's like, do you get that? I'm watching the cricket on the phone. Like,
No, I did it, mate.
Australia's been bowled out for 250, mate. I don't really care.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Just hurry up and 3-putt this, would you?
So, what did he think afterwards? Like, what was his? Because he does these videos. He's done hundreds of them.
Yeah.
What was his response when you finished? Did you get a vibe off him? I was like, that went all right, or
It wasn't much of him. It was more of like he came off an hour's sleep. So once the game finished, you could see him like hit a wall, and he just had a teaspoon of Vegemite that he didn't take very well.
I hate it when people do that. You don't have just for all our American listeners, you don't just have a teaspoon of Vegemite. You have to spread it on toast, bit of butter.
And they like gouged it out.
It's not Nutella. You don't just go, well, yeah, I'm delicious.
Nah. And so he struggled through that. Then he had to come up. He was up at the bar with us and having like a
Guinness?
No,
he
he was off the
drinking.
beers. I don't know if he still is or not, but yeah, it was like a Peroni zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you could see him like hit a wall. And then we were just talking. we were just having Guinnesses with the crew, and they were on a trip. They were on a boys' trip. Those guys.
Yeah, nice.
After about 4 or 5 holes, I'm in the cart with the camera crew, and there was 3 of them. One was hanging off the back, and he even said, they're like, sometimes you just know when there's a bit of gold. And he said, he said, this is Iona Stevens Crail or something. Where'd they play?
Oh, they did a really good video where it
was like
really well.
They're number one. And it was like the perfect video. And yeah, he's like, it has those vibes about it.
Nice.
And I actually got it on camera. I was doing a BTS of that trip as well. But I was like, what? This is just like a normal sort of video and fun and stuff. So I'd like to see how they go normally, because I feel like, I don't know, you see it in the video. Sometimes Rick's even had to apologise how he's carried on in a video, like he's had a bad round and he's like, I'm sorry, I sort of got a bit mopey through that round. But it just is like everyone was having so much fun that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever been a game where it's been mopey for us at all. Like we've never, even when I was having a million at that Mount Broughton, we flicked it to Stableford and it was like all right.
All of a sudden we're back.
We're back.
It's
There's a
normally
chance.
because we've got half a dozen better than this.
Yeah.
You can't be
He
angry
probably
when-
wouldn't. He wouldn't be doing the John Daly Classic, would he?
I reckon
Not
Rick
Baroni's
3
a
years
road.
ago would have.
Yeah,
I think he's
He's almost too big now to do that silly stuff.
Well, he did it with Bob Does Sport. They did like a Guinness challenge and he was putting them away.
Yeah,
he was doing
He
well.
went
yeah.
all right at it. Yeah.
Did he?
I reckon he'd be able to keep up with me.
Yeah.
So I'd smash him.
One of your mates said that you only had 3 beers and pulled up rough on Sunday. So
That's just the worst. That's
we
just
fact-
simply not true.
can we fact check that?
I would have had 3 beers after 3 o'clock, maybe, before I went home.
3 travellers on the way
Yeah,
home.
I was. Yeah, it was awkward because I was at the hippie club and I was still drinking beer, and I remember going up at about 2 and getting 2 single fins, and then walking into the dance floor. I was like, "What am I doing holding these at 2 in the morning? Like everyone's drinking lolly water. Here I am just holding 2 little grenades."
I would have had you for double parked anyways. You would have
Yeah.
to scull that. So,
Yeah, I know.
that's
Well, you
fine.
can't. The only thing is, it just takes too long to get it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's the line that hurts you.
Fair enough, actually.
So that's why I went the double. Now that we're okay, so Rick's Rick. Let's talk. We are talking drinking. I would like to explore what we said at the start about the John Daly Classic a bit.
Wait, just before we go on to that, so how we missed out on the barbecue and beers.
Oh
with
yeah,
Rick.
this would have been devastating.
So
for
we,
you.
we finished that. We had beers in the clubhouse afterwards, and then whilst that was happening, they organised and said, "Do you want to come?" We never end up having beers and barbecue last night. Do you want to come around tonight? So we got our opportunity at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. We went around to Rick's house. He pretended to cook a barbecue while his mate Jono cooked the barbecue.
Yep.
He just did that little bit for the camera.
Oh.
And we sat there until probably 8 o'clock or so. But you could just tell everyone
He was knackered. Just wanted to go to
Yeah,
bed.
and we were like, "That's go before we become annoying," because we want to. It'd be amazing if we go to the UK next year.
Yep.
If that's on the table, that we can have a game with him, and he comes and takes on Ron, and it can be proper Ron versus Rick.
Yeah, as
like, sort
opposed
of
to
thing.
Rick versus
Yeah,
half
with
Ron.
a guest. Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, it was great fun. I was going to ask you another question, but I won't.
You can ask him.
Well, you get asked all the time. This is the specific question you get asked. What was Rick like in real person?
yeah.
Yeah, you get that. You get that exact question. What's he like in real person?
I would say he's better than you think. I reckon you read lots of things where like, "Oh, I went up to Rick and asked for a photo and he was really rude and yada yada." The amount of times that would happen to him, and he would be out with his family, and of course when you're with your kids and stuff, you'd be like, "Oh, I can't do this right now," and then that person would have taken it the wrong way. He was a lot better than I thought, way better than I thought. Do you reckon the same?
Yep,
I could
agree.
talk to him out in the pub at the end. It wasn't like he did the video and went, "See you guys, I'm going." He came up and had a beer.
Have to. That's you
Well,
have
yeah.
to do that.
So there's
no
a
matter
first
what.
tick. So there's a first tick.
That's in the Golfer's Bible.
It
you
is.
have to do that. So
He had a beer and was talking to us about. We were asking him about like his YouTube and how he started, and he was just, "Yep, I did this and I went here," and he was.
He gave us as much time as we asked for.
Yeah.
oh, perfect.
Yep.
Well, that's all you can ask of a bloke. How tall was he?
Not as tall as me.
Not enough.
Because
So
I
he's
look
less than
at
6 foot.
He would be about same size as you.
I think he's actually exactly the same height as me. So 6'1".
5'11".
Oh, there you go. Rick Shiels, a good guy.
Oh, just
How far? Sorry, how long does he hit it?
a little bit shorter than me.
Okay, so I'd
About the same as you.
I'd also smash him with my 2 iron.
We were talking, just going back, you know how we do in the Mulligans game?
Yes.
What do you think of this as an idea? And it's filmed and it went so well. At Mullaney Golf Club, we filmed a video. It was the last day. My brain wasn't there.
Yep.
Joel on his Arcos on a golf course it's like 1,000 meters shorter than most golf courses. So it's not, but then knee-high rough, dog legs and blind tee shots.
Perfect.
And I said, Joel, you're in charge of every single thing I do. The shot where I aim, and he had to use his phone and go, that tower down to the right, I want to hit 4-iron, and I want to hit...
And I was a few pale ale deep at this point as well.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Went so well. It was so funny.
So instantly, what that reminds me of, it's like rally car driving.
Yep. He had the book.
So you're just like, okay, yep. And it's like,
Yep.
all you can do is just look at this. And the driver's got to do it all.
And like,
What an idea.
It
to the
went
point,
so well.
he hits a shot and he's like, how's that? And I'm like, how do I know?
I'm just looking at my...
Yeah, like, I don't know.
There's I'll say one hole that made us laugh. Par 3, Joel's like 8. I'm like, okay, whack, flag stick, hunting. He's on the camera. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Just way long.
Back in Perth.
Sails the green, man. Didn't touch green. Like, but it's a drop off behind the green. And so it sails. And then I've seen the ball like drop in line with the flag. And
Why is that?
Yeah. And we got another camera up on the green who's tracing the ball down. I'm watching it from where I am. It's sailed the green. I go, I love it. As it sailed over.
I laughed so hard.
That is humour.
Wind was helping. I thought it was in. I don't know what day it is.
There's the greenkeeper was standing in a cart, and we said, "You're not allowed to say a word," because I knew it was like blind, can't do this, and he's just biting his tongue. After every green, he's just looking at us, going, "Nah."
But
wrong."
I reckon like 97% of the shots that I told you to hit, he was like, "Yep, that was actually what I would have recommended."
Yeah.
But
97.
Yeah, well, you had
very
106. No. Wait, you actually went all right there, didn't you?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
going
no,
all right.
can't physically. It literally couldn't be 97. Let's say 86%.
Of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
Weirdly
funny.
specific.
John Daly Classic.
John Daly Classic. So let's talk. So 18 holes would be a long time to do this. In terms of just sheer filming the content.
Oh, I so thought that was going to be the word. I was waiting for it.
Well, yeah.
Yep, I was waiting for it. I thought you were about to bust it out. Carry on, mate. I'm on you, though. You'd be nervous now because you haven't got it yet.
I've
Yeah.
already said it.
Damn it.
I got it out a while ago.
Oh, God
Anyway.
damn it.
Or I might not have. Or I might not have.
Now I'm back on edge.
Okay. So 18 holes would be a lot of filming. Just straight up a lot of filming.
Yeah.
What do we think 9 holes filming would take? How long would that take?
9 holes filming, 3 guys playing and drinking.
And drinking.
3 hours.
Let's call it 3 hours and maybe just allow 15 over.
Okay. So that's about like double that is just a ridiculous amount of time to be out
Yeah.
there.
You would. It would be 9 holes, good energy. There's enough time to get it back. There's enough time to lose it. 18 holes, we're gonna hit a wall. And I think that'll be like an hour and 20 video, even if it's just 9 holes.
Yep.
I think that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
So we're just going to cull it down to a 9-hole match, John Daly Classic.
You could make it, because it's 9 holes too, you could tee off at like 3 p.m.
Yeah.
People, if it's on the weekend, punters can take their kids to footy. We're going to the
Yeah.
golf club at 3. We're going to watch 3 blokes
Get
shoot
absolutely hammered.
150
and just roll out.
accumulated score together.
So, all right, let's lock that in. 9 holes, John Daly Classic. And to get there, we need 5,000 subs on
YouTube.
YouTube.
We've ticked over 3,000.
Have we?
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
So this
we're
is a great
killing
way.
it.
This is a great way to wrap things up before we have you got Butcher Chat?
Nah, let's give it a break.
Okay, fair enough.
yeah.
I loved last week's one.
Did you?
With the turn around and actually see the cuts out of Ron's back.
That's a part that's really fascinating to a lot of people. They don't understand where the cut comes from.
Yeah.
It's when you do that, like simply just like that, like the 2 muscles that run down either side of your spine, and go, well, that's my porterhouse and my scotch.
Feels like Butcher Chat.
Yeah, job's on.
Yeah,
no,
again.
that's the only part.
That's all right. Anyway, so while we wrap it up, we do some housekeeping. So that's the best one. YouTube, for us, we've just ticked over 3,000. We need to get to 5,000 before we do our John Daly Classic.
Yeah.
So I said originally it was 5,000 or 6 months, whichever came first. I think 6 months is up. So we're episode 14 now, which means we've just ticked over 4 months of doing this. So we've probably got another 2 months before we just do the Classic anyway. I think we'll get to 5,000 first. So let's do that. We'll get to 5,000. We'll do the John Daly Classic. 9 holes at 3 p.m. starting somewhere.
Let's go to a country course. Let's
Love
do
it.
Let's do it at a country course.
Yep.
Let's tick the box there. Let's not go to somewhere that gets a lot of traffic. Let's go somewhere that would a bit of drone footage of each hole that they wouldn't normally have, like a Harvey or something like that.
I'll go for a travel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Jane's coming.
Okay. Yeah,
My,
yeah, I'm keen for that though. I like
My Em's dad has a house in Moore River about maybe 5 minutes from the Gilderton Golf Club, which has got sand greens.
See, that was the thing I was going to say as well. If we're going country, we could go sand greens, but then it just brings in a whole different format. We could go to Serpentine, like keep it local and go play Serp.
The only thing about going real remote is that we want people to get there and be able to have.
That's the tough part.
Come and watch us.
Yep.
Right, we'll think of that one.
We'll think of that one. But yeah, 9 holes, and we've got to be able to drink bulk stubbies there.
Yeah.
So we're thinking now that it is 9 holes, we're thinking just Guinness cans?
Well, you're nodding. Yeah, I'm keen.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about doing Dry July. I know it's day one, and I was going to have a beer, but I've just sat on the waters, and I'm going to see how far I can get through it.
Well, hopefully we don't hit 5. Actually, we'd love to hit 5,000.
If we hit 5,000 in the next
July,
month,
that's
I
worth
will,
it.
I
It'll be
will
well
break
worth it.
Dry July.
Yeah, it'll be well worth it. So we'll figure that out. So that's what you can do. You can jump on the YouTube. You can subscribe there at the swing of it. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us at Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to your podcasts. You can jump on our website, theswingofit.com.au, and you can throw your keys in the fishbowl to become a swinger. We've got some swingers chat. We are in there now. So we are all in there, chatting away.
Yep.
It's a great little community we've got.
I've met a fair few of the patrons in person as well.
Did you?
Yeah, all
Someone's
good blokes.
someone's giving you these
Yeah,
hats?
someone gave me this hat as well. Wedge Tail Golf. Yep.
Yep.
gave me
So
the hat.
we'll, if you want to give us, if you are, actually, I said this on the Patreon. I didn't say this on the actual thing. So I'm going to just say this so that it saves me texting all the people. My idea for our Patreon is anyone who has sent us hats before, I'm going to text you all, but I think we're going to get some little discount codes for everywhere, or at least we're going to petition them to.
Yep.
Even if it's 15, 20%, just give that to our patrons so that they can go and buy your stuff.
Like those old school books where you can, it's like,
Your
get
little
10%
coupons.
discount.
Yeah.
Coupon, yeah.
Well, I'm going to the factory outlet. Here's my coupon book. I can get 10% from here, 10% from there.
Yep.
So I reckon if that's something you're interested in, if you own a golf apparel company, if you are thinking about trying to spread that, send us that. We'll get a discount code sorted. We'll put it in the Patreon, and they can go and get your stuff. So that's about it.
One thing I want to ask as well, I love this because we haven't asked for people to write in the comment section. So I love trying to get the people to write in there. And I would love to know, if you've listened all this way through, I don't know how long we've been going for, but this will be one of the last discussion points. Would you come to a live podcast or, like a stand-up type setup where the three of us in a room chatting with people? It's going to be at a golf club, surely. But I like the idea of it. If there's 3 people that say yes, then maybe it'll be a pretty empty room. But if there's maybe 30 or 50 or so people that are keen, then maybe we can get some numbers up and think about it.
I'd really like that. And if anyone else is, while you're in there typing away, comment if you think you guessed the word.
What was the word?
I'm happy for you not to give it away.
No.
If you reckon.
No, do my head in. What was it? It was the
'cause
second time round
I
when I got
want to
it.
listen back to the podcast and find it.
Comment, actually, I'm going to give people...
Oh, you're killing me.
I'll say it. So give yourself, if you're listening right now or you're watching, here's your chance to comment. So comment what you think the word was. Also, I'll tell it next... I'll tell you off air. So you can I'll tell you both off air. But I'll tell you next episode what the word was. Also comment whether you thought it was A, B, or C while you were listening.
Yeah.
So comment them. Follow us on YouTube. Jump on the Instagram. Jump on the Swing of It Patreon. Throw your keys in the fishbowl to become a swinger. It's good to have the band back.
It's good. Went well. We're here for a while too.
We are back in town. Righto. Good work. I'll see you next week.
Season your steaks. God, don't ever cook a steak without seasoning it. Salt and pepper.
I used to do that.
Yeah. What? Pardon?
Even without what?
Yeah.
Without seasoning?
I was young.
Oh, honestly, man, we wouldn't have liked each other when we were younger.
Struggling now.
Straight up king it in.
Righto. See ya. Bye bye.